Okay, let's start. We're going to start lying down. Ooh. Okay. I swear I'm organized here. Okay. All right, so noticing first what's going on in your mind after all that introduction. What's going on in your mind? What are you thinking? And there's no judgment, right? We're just going to notice. Also, notice if there's anything going on in your mind that doesn't have to do with our time here together. Memories, to-do lists. And see if you can allow it to go. Imagine, we're going to stick with this childhood fun play. Imagine a little toy boat, and you place those thoughts that you don't need during our class on that little toy boat, and you place it into a body of water, maybe a river, and watch it slowly float away. Take a moment to check in with your body. Notice any parts of your body that's calling out for your attention. Maybe there's some twinges somewhere or tingling. And then noticing your breath. Where do you feel your breath in your body? Taking deep inhales in through your nose, into your diaphragm. Perhaps imagine it's a balloon. Allow the balloon to expand. And then slowly deflate. Perhaps you send your breath to whatever part of you was calling out for your attention. Imagine energy flowing into that part of you as you inhale. As you exhale, release, let go. All right, here's something different for us to try. Can you try and find a smile? Don't worry, nobody can see you. Find a smile on your face. Notice how your body reacts to that smile. No judgment. We might be cringing instead of smiling, but that's okay. All right. So 2 more rounds of breath here. Then making some movements in your fingers and toes. Take a big stretch here. All right, let's hug both knees in towards the chest. Find movements that feel good for you here. Explore. Maybe you imagine that you are making circles with your knees and you're painting circles or shapes with your knees. They can go the same direction, opposite direction. What do you feel in your hips, in your legs, in your shoulders? All right. So let's place both feet on the earth. Knees are bent. Feet are about hip distance apart. And then we'll place the right ankle over the left thigh. There we go. And then, so it's up to you depending on what's going on in your body today. Maybe just the right hand comes to the right thigh to gently push that thigh away. If that's enough of a stretch here, you can stay here. Or perhaps you draw the legs in closer towards your chest. Ooh, I feel that this morning. And then grabbing a hold of the left leg somewhere. Right foot stays active. So you can stay here. Maybe you can find some rocking movements from side to side. All right, so here's what we're going to do. You can either keep your knee bent to make it a little bit easier, or maybe extend the left leg long up towards the sky. Release the hold of your legs, and then slowly lower the left leg to the earth. If you want to, you can place the right foot on the earth instead and just do single leg lifts here. Okay, so slowly bringing the leg back up. And then slowly lowering the leg down. So you're just going to hover here, try not to touch the floor, either in this figure 4 position or right foot is on the earth. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Two more rounds of breath here. All right, and then we're going to slowly release the cross of the legs if you have one, and then we'll come over to the other side. Left foot is active, crossing the left ankle over the right thigh. Draw the legs closer to you or push the left leg away. Maybe you grab a hold of the right leg somewhere, and perhaps you find some movements in your hips, rocking, whatever feels good here in your body. Good morning, hips. All right, we're going to find those leg lifts again. So depending on where you are here in your body, the left foot can come to the floor. You can keep the cross in your legs, whatever feels right. Right knee can stay bent or extend it long. Extend the right leg long towards the sky. And then slowly lowering the right leg. Allow it to hover just an inch or two off the earth. And then slowly allow it to come back up. Just moving nice and slow at your own pace. So I know personally sometimes I get a little bit of discomfort doing this, a little bit of discomfort in my low back. So Hands underneath the hips can be helpful if there's discomfort there. So remember, today during our class, if you need to take a break at any point, you certainly can. Listen to your body. We don't want any kind of pain or burning. Come out of a pose if you need to. Take breaks whenever you need to, and then join us again when you're ready. All right, so let's do one more here. Okay, then you're going to release both feet back down towards the earth. Okay. From here, we're going to activate the right foot, pick the right foot up once again. This time we're going to see if we can cross it over the body. So you, again, either foot will come to your thigh, but if you're able to, left hand maybe grabs a hold of that foot. Maybe the right arm comes around the front of the right, around the shin kind of area, along the side of the leg. Okay? So maybe you're here, maybe foot's still on your thigh. Maybe you find some rocking movements here. Keep the right foot active. And if you wish to feel a little bit more, left leg comes long on the earth. Okay, this is where we play. So you can follow me, and if you're like, nope, not going to do it, you're just going to come right up to seated. So we'll bring that left foot back to the floor. Keep a hold of the right leg, and then find some rocking movements to come up to seated. Right leg is going to be crossed over the left. Okay, if that doesn't work for you, come on up to seated. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh, activate the right foot. We're all here in a seated figure four. So maybe the foot comes to the floor, maybe it doesn't. Right foot stays active. So we're going to place our hands on the earth, turning the fingers towards the front of the mat. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. Find length in your spine, nice and straight. So maybe you stay here. Or maybe you push into the left foot, lift the hips. Slowly lower back down. Okay, we're going to unwrap from here and come right into a boat pose. So feet come out in front. Maybe knees are bent, maybe hands stay on the earth, or maybe you lift your hands up off the earth. Find length in your spine. Find that smile. Okay, ready? We're coming down onto our backs, so either go slow or make your way down however you feel comfortable. So maybe slowly, one vertebrae at a time, slowly start to straighten your legs, come down to the earth. Hoo-hoo! Okay, feet to the earth, knees are bent. Activate the left foot. So again, ankle to thigh, or right hand grabs the left foot, left arm maybe comes around that side of the shin. Okay, perhaps you find some rocking movement here. Perhaps the right leg comes straight. All right, we're going to come up to seated. So again, if you wish, right foot to the floor. We're going to find that rocking motion, or you're going to slowly make your way into seated. And then we'll cross right ankle over, or left ankle over right thigh. So listen to your body. If this is too much for your hips, you can always keep the foot out a little bit longer. The right foot, so it's not as much of a bend in the knees. So the more of a bend in the knee, the more you will feel. See if you can keep a nice straight spine. Fingers turned towards the front of the mat. Staying here or pushing into your right foot, lift your hips. Push, push, push. And then slowly lower. All right, can you uncross and come right into a boat pose? Your boat, wherever you need to be. You can even be 1 foot on the floor. Find that smile. Hey, we're gonna row our boat today. You're gonna be like, we're not children. Okay, ready? So we're gonna row our boat. Hands together. Hands are gonna come down towards the right hip. Inhale back to center. Exhale over towards the left hip. Drop a foot if you need to. Inhale to center. Exhale over. Inhale to center. And exhale over. Whoo, feeling shakes. Inhale, center. Exhale over. Last one. Inhale, center. Exhale over. Beautiful. Release here. We're going to make our way into a tabletop. Okay. And from our tabletop, we're going to curl our toes under, come right back, downward dog. Shoulders roll back and down your spine. Gripping your fingers into the earth. Trying not to lock out your elbows. Maybe you walk your dog. I think I mentioned this on Wednesday for anybody who was there. I heard a teacher call this walkies. Walkies. All right, let's make our way into a three-legged dog. Right foot reaches up towards the sky. Okay, you're going to shift your weight forward. Step the right foot through between your hands. Okay, we'll place both hands to the inside of the right foot. Maybe you need some blocks here. Perhaps you need to place the left knee on the earth, whatever feels right. Walk the right foot over towards the right side of your mat. Okay, and maybe you find a little bit of rocking motion here. Okay, ready? We're going to come back into our three-legged dog. So either tabletop into downward dog, three-legged dog, or maybe you try and shift right back, right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. All right, we can find that figure 4 here in our downward dog. So if the ankle, the right ankle doesn't want to cross over the left thigh, maybe bringing the foot towards the left shin or calf, not shin. Okay, so maybe right ankle over the left thigh. Make your way into downward dog. You can skip all this if you need to. Just stay in your downward dog. Side, left foot reaches up towards the sky, three-legged dog. This time, let's shift our weight forward and see if we can step the left foot towards the outside of the left hand. You can come down if you need to walk it forward. Hands are on the inside here of the left foot. Maybe you find a rocking motion. Maybe the right knee's on the earth. Maybe your hands are on blocks. Okay, we're going to make our way back into our three-legged dog. So however it feels comfortable to get there, maybe you come into table first, or maybe it's right into three-legged dog. Left foot up towards the sky. Find that figure 4 here, or foot to calf. Activate the left foot. Send the hips back. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. Uncrossing here, coming into downward dog. Shift your weight forward, come into tabletop. Take a break here in child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Or knees together, whatever's the most comfortable for you. All right, find a couple rounds of breath. All right, let's come back into our tabletop. Curl your toes under, send your hips up and back behind you, downward dog. Right foot reaches up towards the sky. Shifting your weight forward, sending your right foot forward between your hands or walk it through. We're going to come into warrior one. So left foot comes down to the earth. Toes point up towards the top left corner of the mat. Wide stance here, right foot to the right side, left foot to the left. All right, draw your navel in and reach your arms forward. Nice flat back here. Okay, ready? We're going to come up to standing. So shifting your weight into your right foot. Left foot comes up off the earth. Come on up and send the left knee forward, stork pose. Maybe you find mountain first and then stork pose. And we're going to find kind of like a floating tree. So left foot comes towards the inside of your right leg. Doesn't have to touch. Just see what happens. Okay, let's take a big step back here with the left foot. Hands come down to the earth. Left knee can come down if you need to. Okay, we're going to step back into downward dog. Other side, left foot reaches up towards the sky. Shifting your weight forward, step the left foot through. Okay, right knee can be down or up. We're in warrior one. So knees up. Sorry. Toes of the right foot point up towards the top right corner of the mat. Forgot what we were doing there for a sec. Draw the navel in, reach the arms forward. Make sure your left knee is over your ankle. Okay, we're going to come up to find that floating tree once again. So maybe you follow me or maybe you come into forward fold, up to standing. So shift your weight into your left foot. Right foot comes up off the earth. Send the right knee forward, stork pose. And then find your floating tree. So try not to touch your leg. A little bit of balance. Okay, doing good. All right foot takes a big step back. We're coming into that runner's lunge here. So knee can be down or up. Hands to the earth. All right, and let's come back into downward dog. Shifting your weight forward, come into tabletop and back into child's pose. Take 2 rounds of breath. And then making your way back into tabletop pose. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Okay, here we go. A little bit of balancing on the hands and knees. So right foot's going to come back behind you, extend it long, extend the leg long, draw the navel in, crown of the head reaches forward. Okay, from here, moving that right leg over towards the right side. Maybe it hovers, maybe it taps the floor, comes back up, and comes back behind you. And then round your spine, tuck the knee in toward your chest. Okay, we're going to find that a couple more times. Extend the right leg long behind you, balancing cat. Right leg comes out to the side, perhaps it taps the floor. Right leg comes long behind you. Round your spine, knee to nose or knee to chest. I say nose. There's no way it touches anybody's nose. Okay, we're going to try this again. Leg behind us. If you want, left hand can come out towards the side. A little more balance. Right leg comes out to the side. Woo, tap the floor. Right leg comes back behind you. Maybe you bring that elbow underneath you to find the knee or knee to chest. One more. Balancing cat. Left arm out to the side if you wish. Right leg to the side. Tap. Leg comes long behind you. Round your spine and crunch. Come into tabletop. Notice what's going on in your right hand. If you need to, take some rolls in the wrist. All right. And then when you're ready, other side. Left leg comes long. Draw the navel in, crown of the head reaches forward. Push your body away from the earth. Okay. Left foot comes out to the side. Taps the floor maybe. Back to center. Round your spine and crunch. Left leg comes long. If you want, right arm can come in. Left leg to the side. Wah! Tap the floor. Come back to center and crunch. Come long, balancing cat. Leg to the side, maybe the arm. Maybe you tap. Back to center and crunch. Slow movement, but I'm getting sweaty. Okay, last two more. Balancing cat. Out to the side. Tap the floor. Back to center. And crunch. Push away from the earth. Grip your fingers into the earth. Protect your wrist. Last one, balancing cat. To the side. Tap the floor. Back to center. And crunch. Whew, come into tabletop. Roll out the left wrist. Okay, ready? Curl your toes under, send the hips up and back, and then making your way towards the front of your mat into a forward fold. So feet are about hip distance apart. As much of a bend in your knees as you need so there's no discomfort in your low back, backs of your thighs. All right, so when you're ready, deep bend in your knees, step the right foot back, allow it to come parallel to the back of the mat, setting up for warrior two. So arms come out to the sides. Front knees over the ankle in line with the second or third toe. And then you find what feels good for you here on the mat. So I always say front heel intersects with the middle of the back foot. Some people actually prefer to walk that foot forward so the heel is more in line with the toes. Some people prefer heel to heel. All right, so find whatever feels good for you in your body, as long as you're able to keep the knee over the ankle and in line with the second or third toe. All right, arms out to the side. Let's turn the palms up, allow the shoulders to drop. And then rotating from the wrist, turn the palms down. Still bend into that front knee. Okay, reverse warrior. Back hand comes down to the thigh, front palm turns up. Try and keep your waist or your hips, where they are, and then reach up and over from the waist. Inhale back to warrior two, and exhale, side angle, left forearm to left thigh. Right arm reaches up, maybe towards the front of the mat. All right, this is your side angle. So maybe left forearm stays here. Maybe left hand comes down to a block or the earth. If a bind is in your body, maybe it's a bind. Left shoulder comes underneath that left thigh. Right hand reaches up and back behind. Ooh, leg on fire. So this, we want to see if we can breathe through it. You may want to come out because you feel like it's getting difficult, but see if you can find just 2 more rounds of breath before you do. Okay, we're going to windmill our arms back up, warrior two. Okay, hands are going to come down to frame the front foot, come up on the back toes. All right, right foot comes forward to meet the left, forward fold. All right, so other side. Left foot takes a big step back. Find your warrior two stance. And windmill your arms up, warrior two. Hips are squared towards the long edge of the mat. We want to look and see if our arms are coming out fairly straight. Turn the palms up, drop the shoulders, and then turn the palms down. Reverse warrior, back hand down, front palm up, reach up and over, bend into that front knee, open your heart. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, find your side angle. So what do you need on this side? Know that each side can be different. Maybe it's just half a bind if you're working towards a bind. Maybe left hand comes down towards your low back. Find your breath. Keep breathing into it. Where does it feel good to look? If it feels uncomfortable to look up, maybe it feels better to look down at your toes. Whew. Find 2 more rounds of breath. Windmilling your arms back up, warrior two. Hands windmill down to frame your front foot. Left foot comes forward to meet the right, forward fold. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to come up and we're going to bring the right foot up with us. So you're going to come up to standing, and then right foot comes up off the earth, right knee comes forward, stork pose. And then we're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. If this is not comfortable for you, maybe you find eagle legs instead, right knee over the left. Okay, we're going to sit our hips back. Woo! Shoulders roll back and down as you reach up high. Right foot stays active. It's okay if you sway. It's okay if you tumble. Just don't tumble on your computer. One more round of breath here. Okay, we're going to bring that right leg forward once again. Hug the right knee in towards the chest. Maybe hands come underneath the right thigh. All right. Or if it's in your body, hand to big toe. So grabbing a hold of your big toe with your peace fingers and then extending the leg out long. Okay, release here. Woo! Come to standing at the front of your mat. Okay, inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. As much of a bend in your knees as you need. All right, so same thing. We're going to come up to standing. See if you can bring that right or left foot up off the earth. Left knee comes forward. Maybe it's a standing figure four, left ankle over right thigh. Activate the foot. Maybe it's eagle legs, left knee over right. Arms reach up towards the sky, sitting the hips back. Find a place to focus on that isn't moving. And find your breath and find a smile. All right, we're going to come back up to standing. Bring the left knee forward with you. Maybe you hug the knee. Maybe you grab a hold of the bottom of the left thigh. Maybe you find your hand to big toe and perhaps extend that left leg long. Okay, release the foot down towards the earth. Find your mountain. How are we doing? Good. Okay. All right. Okay, mountain pose, front of the mat. And then, I don't know, what are we doing? Okay, I know. Inhale, extended mountain, shoulders roll back and down your spine. Exhale, flat back, folding forward. Let's find a halfway lift. Hands come to shins or thighs, flat back here. And exhale to fold. Ready? Right foot takes a big step back. Lower the right knee to the earth. All right. Squeeze the inner thighs as you rise. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. Check the front knee. Make sure it's over the ankle in line with the second or third toe. Rolling the left hip back, right hip forward. Okay, we're going to find a twist here. So up to you. Maybe it's hand down twist, right hand to the earth, left hand up towards the sky. Or maybe it's prayer twist. So we'll bring the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Hands come together. Push into the thigh to help you turn. Inhale, arms reach back up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Let's come into tabletop. And then from tabletop, we're going to activate the left foot, send that left foot up towards the sky with a bent knee. Dropping the belly button down towards the earth, shoulders roll back and down. So it's like a cow pose in the upper body. On your exhale, around your spine, knee to nose. Coming back into, this is our tiger pose. So foot pushes up towards the sky, knee is bent. Activate the foot. You might feel something here in your glute, left glute. Exhale, round. Push your body away from the earth. Inhale. Once again, foot comes up towards the sky. So up to you. If you want, you can hold it here. Come into table. If you want to find a little bit of balance, be sure your left wrist is underneath your left shoulder. Right arm reaches up and back towards that back foot, catching the pinky toe side of the foot. Releasing here, tabletop. Whew. All right. We're going to step the right foot forward between the hands. We're not coming up to get into this one. Okay, so low lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs as your upper body comes up. Shoulders roll back and down. Check your front knee. Square the hips. Find a smile. Your variation here of a twist could be left hand to the floor, right arm up towards the sky, or perhaps it's a prayer twist. Oh boy. Left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. So when we bring our hands together and we push into that thigh, it helps us to rotate. Push the hands together. Left elbow pushes. Beautiful. Unravel. Reach up high. Exhale, hands to the earth. We're going to step back into our tabletop. And then find that tiger pose. So right foot comes up towards the sky. Activate the foot. Belly button drops. So really see if you can push. The more you kind of push, the more you can feel something going on. Right glute, right leg. Exhale, round your spine. Knee to nose. Okay, again, tiger pose. Push the foot up towards the sky. Look forward. Exhale, round. Foot up towards the sky. Last one, exhale, round. Foot up towards the sky, tiger pose. Maybe you decide to take a rest, come into tabletop or child's, or maybe you try to find a balance here. Grip the fingers of your right hand into the earth. Left arm reaches up and back behind you. See if you can catch the pinky toe edge of that foot. Send the foot up towards the sky, still activating the right foot. Whew. Release. Tabletop. Child's pose. All right, notice where your mind has gone. Is there any judgment? Or were you able to find play, a little bit of laughter? So I'm going to remind you, it's just yoga, and we're just making shapes. All right, let's come back to tabletop. And we're going to find thread the needle. So if thread the needle doesn't work for you, I'm going to get you to just have a seat and I'll show you something else for the shoulders. Okay, so for thread the needle, we are going to start right arm up, reaches up towards the sky. Scoop the right arm under. Shoulder and head come down to the earth. Maybe instead you find a block or a blanket to come underneath the shoulder, underneath the head. Just kind of feel around. See what feels good for you. Okay. And then find your variation here. So maybe the left hand comes towards the front of the mat. Maybe the left foot comes out towards the side. If thread the needle, it doesn't work for you coming to seated. And we're just going to find a very gentle stretch here across the front of the right arm. So right arm crosses over. Grab a hold of the top of the right arm if you can. Relax the shoulder. All right, friends, in thread the needle. If you want, you can try and find a little bit of play here, a little bit of balance. I've done this a couple times with a few of you. So we're going to bring our left hand underneath the left shoulder, drop the left knee to the earth. Okay, so right back to the beginning. All right, and then we're going to extend the left leg long behind us. Foot comes up off the earth. Find your balance. Woo-hoo, I'm going to fall on this one. Perhaps the left hand reaches up towards the sky. And if you want to be brave, maybe you bend the left knee, grab a hold of the left foot. This is usually where I topple over. Woo. Find your breath, find a smile. Yoga teacher falls. All right. Wherever you are, unravel. Come back to tabletop unless you're seated with this cross in your arm. Thread the needle other side. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Scoop the left arm under, head and shoulder to the earth. Send that left shoulder down towards the knees. So we don't want it up by the ear. Find whatever variation here of thread the needle feels good to you. Sink and settle. If we're seated, it's left arm. Sorry, if we're coming into the shoulder stretch, left arm comes across, drop the shoulder. Find your breath. All right, so maybe you play, maybe you don't. I actually have a wall behind me on this side, so I have an advantage. Okay, so if you're going to play, right hand comes underneath the right shoulder, right knee to the earth. Reach behind you. Find your balance. Maybe sky. Ooh. Maybe you bend the right knee and catch the foot. Send the knee back. Oh, goodness. I should be seeing what all of you are up to. Oh, I got a few people trying. Awesome. All right. Come on out. Sorry, Ruth, I just got your message. All right. So let's come all to seated. We're going to bring our legs out wide, activate the feet. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. All right, arms are going to reach out in front. And then we're going to find circles here, kind of like we're stirring a pot of soup. So for those of you who needed other modifications, I just saw something in a chat. I apologize. If you want to stay later, we can chat about it and find something that works for you. All right, we'll go the other direction. All right, come back to center, legs stay out long. Find your sits bones, find length in your spine. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward as much as you feel comfortable going. So notice if there's discomfort here along the backs of your knees, backs of your thighs. Maybe see how it feels if you push your heels down into the earth a little bit. Creates a little bit of a bend here in the knees. Two more rounds of breath. And then slowly coming back up. Let's bring the legs out in front, shake the legs. All right, and we're going to find a seated twist here. So let's do this. Hugging the left knee in towards the body, foot comes to the earth. You're going to go as far as you feel comfortable, and you're going to turn in any direction that feels best for you. So maybe left foot stays in, perhaps left foot crosses over. If you're able to keep both hips on the earth, and if it's comfortable, maybe right knee bends, right foot comes under. Okay, so turn any direction that feels good for you. Some people don't like turning towards that front leg. Sometimes they prefer to turn away from that front leg, which is totally fine. Any direction you come in, find length in your spine. If you're turning towards that front leg, right arm reaches around the knee, left hand behind you. Let's all inhale, find length in the spine, crown of the head reaches high, and exhale to turn. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, come back to center. We're going to change the cross of the legs. Right knee comes in, left leg comes long. Find your sits bones. And then whatever variation feels good for you on this side. Okay, turning any direction that feels right for you. Whichever way you go, find length in your spine. One hand comes behind you. And then turn. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, come back. And release the legs, shake out the legs. And we're going to come down onto the earth, onto the back. All right. Feet to the earth, knees are bent. So we're going to find bridge or some sort of variation in a bridge that feels good for you. So we'll all start off the same, and then if you want to keep going, you can. If you want to stay where you are, you certainly can. So feet are hip distance apart, close to your sits bones. We're all going to start here with robot arms. So elbows come by your sides, backs of the arms come to the earth, fingers point up towards the sky. So 90-degree arms, robot arms. Okay. And we're going to push into the backs of the arms and into the feet to lift the hips, squeeze the inner thighs. All right. So you can hold or you can move. Slowly lower the hips. Bring the hips back up. So a little gentler by moving. All right. If it's in your body, hands come to the earth. Grab a hold of the long edges of your mat. Pull your mat apart, almost like you're trying to rip it apart. Push the feet down. Lift the hips. If it's in your body, bringing your shoulders underneath you. Clasp your hands. Send the hands down towards the earth. Lift the hips a little more. Keep pushing. Last variation here, if you're feeling adventurous, push the right foot down towards the earth. Left leg reaches high. And then maybe you switch. Right leg reaches high, push that left foot down. Right foot to the earth. We're all going to slowly unravel and come down very slow towards the mat. Once your hips make it to the mat, feet come wide. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Okay. Is there anything your body's asking for here before we come into Shavasana? What do you need? Do you need to hug the knees in? Happy baby. Maybe it's another twist. Maybe it's socks and a blanket. Do you have about a minute here? Whenever this feels complete for you, finding your way into a final resting pose, lying on the floor, could be on your back, side body, front body. Once you find your way there, lowering or closing your eyes, taking deep inhales in through your nose, into your diaphragm, and long, slow exhales out. What's going on in your mind? Are there any thoughts there that don't serve you? Any self-judgment? Negative self-talk? Comparison to yourself when you have done yoga before, or maybe to others? Allow it to go. We don't come to our mats to judge ourselves. We come to our mats to explore, to find shapes, to find our breath, just to kind of check in to see where we are in our hearts, our minds, our bodies. Some days are easy and some days kind of suck. But you know what? It's okay. So we're reading here from Meditations from the Mat. First, a quote by John Welwood. Becoming human means discovering our fullness and learning to live from it. Bring all to your practice. Do not use it as a means to control your weight or your appearance or the effects of aging or anything else. Let your practice be a means to discover your fullness. Be vulnerable, be sad, be happy, be mad, but be there. Just let it happen. Life is about giving, and through giving we receive everything we need. Let your practice be about giving. Give of your heart. Give of your spirit. Give of your virtue. As Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. And gently bringing your awareness back into the room. Perhaps finding some small movements in your fingers and toes. Whenever you feel ready, rolling over to one side, any side that's calling for you. And then gently making your way up to seated. And once you get there, lowering or closing your eyes. Taking deep inhales in through your nose, into your diaphragm, allow it to expand. And long, slow exhales out. As you inhale, I invite you to inhale self-compassion, remembering that the two most important things you did today were show up and breathe. Everything else was practice and exploration. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. That light is a place of peace, love, kindness, and compassion. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, there is no difference and no distance between us. Together we are the same. We are one. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day.